This fight will get easier. As it progresses, it will become easier for us.
Jerabek's going to come out quick.
Difference of demeanors. Yesterday, Jerabek was he was intense, but he was collected, if that makes sense.
Looking down.
Whereas you had Omar was as chill as the other side of the pillow.
Omar's showing a lot of different movement, different looks, and he's comfortable just moving and showing and telling lies.
He's quick on his feet for as big as he is. It's very, very deceiving.
Yeah,
strong body lock takedown by Omar, looking to pass.
Yeah, Omar is pretty loose, you know, for a big guy.
Yeah.
And Jerabek on the other side is just tight. He's ready to throw with everything he can.
And if you're Omar, you know, you don't like that he got up, but you know, again, it'll get easier. If you can take him down a second time, maybe a third time, he'll stop getting up.
Yeah, you know, he did the old Derek Lewis get up, bench press up. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of explosiveness. If I'm Omar, I'm cool with him doing that 4 or 5 times, and then we'll see where the guy who's never been out of the first round
It's also very important to note that Jerabek is squeezing hard on this guillotine, and by the level of calm, this lack of urgency, if you will, from Omar, it wasn't. He looked like he was safe, and he knew that, okay, I'm just going to sit here for a minute and let the blood fill up into those big muscled-up arms.
He should look Von Flue here.
Yep. Which, if you're watching at home, you don't do fighting, the shoulder chokes, but here he'll be able to just fight from here, strike from here.
Well, good work. Bucked from that three-quarter mount staple, which is not common.
No, but again, you know, that's a lot of energy, a lot of exertion, anaerobic.
Yeah, you know, if I'm Omar and I look this guy up, you know, you look up who you're going to fight and you see, okay, he hasn't been out of the first round. My game plan is I'm going to make the first round hell. I'm going to make him use all of his energy, use all of that explosiveness, that athleticism, and we'll see where he's at in the second and third. You know, he hasn't been in those deep waters.
And if Omar's got a wife or girlfriend or best friend or whatever, and they're like, I don't understand fighting, he'd say, if I'm against the cage, this is good, right? Because this all work here. Now you're making the other guy work.
Yeah.
And if we're against the cage, that's good for me. That's what he would tell people who are watching.
Yeah, he's cooking. You know, he's cooking the guy there. And you don't need to be an air fryer. You can be a slow cooker. You know, you don't have to hurt him with everything you're doing. But even this is energy. It's squeeze, squeeze.
Yeah. Especially with him being so muscled up. How do you imagine just the energy management and the efficiency through time plays for him?
Well, everyone's got a max gas tank. I don't care how much road work, cardio, anything you do. Everyone has a max gas tank, just like your car. Some can hold 12 gallons, some can hold 20 gallons. And, you know, eventually your gas is going to run out. And when you have a body type like that, it serves you in a lot of great ways. You're strong, you have power, but your gas tank isn't going to be what someone else's might be. And that's just the way that is.
And there are different energy systems that you use in fighting. And with the energy system that a guy like this uses, he's a sprinter, right? But you can sprint, recover. So it's not like, you know, people will sometimes look at a particular body type and say, he'll get tired. He may, but he may also know how to manage it and burn, rest. And Omar will try to force him to redline and keep burning.
Which is a phenomenal point to bring up, because how advantageous is his background as a rugby player, which is something that is a highly aerobic sport, to where you're having to have those bursts of energy all the time, along with those strong static strength engagements.
Yeah, you know, I think it might help. I just feel like there's nothing that's going to get you into fight shape like fighting.
Yeah.
You know, you can run, you can jump rope, you can do all these things that will help. They're definitely not a detriment to your cardio. But to get into fighting shape, you have to fight. You know, rugby's not going to get you in fighting shape. It can help. It can help build that repertoire, that cardiovascular system. But there's nothing like this push and pull and up and down and squeeze and release. And, you know, that is exhausting.
Under tension, too. Under pressure.
And a high energy, high explosive start.
I like this guy.
Cody Jerabek. Hey, this is his first time getting to the second round, so he's in uncharted territory for himself.
You see he's kind of telegraphing that low kick. He keeps looking at the leg.
Yeah.
You know, if I was him, I'd look low and maybe throw high.
I was wondering if he was doing that because you're seeing the look so much, but I wondered if it was intentional. And maybe it is. Maybe he's training him to prepare that for later, you know? He's teaching his opponent to expect when he looks down, he kicks down.
Yeah, you know, he is a bull. He is coming forward. He is looking for big, explosive movements.
Now it's a matter of trying to get those big explosive movements to work in his advantage to actually score here, because I do believe that Omar took that first round.
Yeah, and Omar's corner just said he's exhausted, right? And so now you'll probably, if you're Omar, you'll probably turn it up.
You know, Omar's tired too, though. It's a tough game plan to gas someone else out, you know?
It is.
You know, Omar hasn't fought in a couple of years, so sometimes that time away, that cage wrest.
Oh, he hurt him with a right hook there. Nice Superman punch there.
Yeah.
Split him open.
Omar got under him. He got underneath the action and then came up and around. And he's going to do it again. Watch, he'll be able to. So when you're tired, it's easier to read what you're going to throw. You can see he's going to try to throw his left hand, right? He's going to try to throw the overhand left.
Yeah, he's throwing it from the hip, too, you know. He's really loading that thing up.
And he is very fatigued. His arms are, it's hard to use him even now.
Yeah, mouth. We might see a finish, folks. Omar is starting to walk down Jerabek. But Jerabek does, although he's very fatigued and he's on rubber legs, he seems cognitively with it.
Jerabek's a fun fighter to watch. He's unique to himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He needs to tuck his chin, though. He needs to tuck his chin and close his mouth. I know he's tired, but he's going to get...
The problem right now, though, is I believe that Omar's equally as tired.
Yeah.
But if you're Omar, you're seeing it, right? When somebody's showing you anecdotal signs of fatigue, it can really give you energy.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. You know, you see that a lot, the momentum swings in fighting. You know, he hurt him. You know, and that's why he had that little flurry. He went Superman punch, hurt him, and then put it on him a little bit, and then backed off. He needs to push the pace here. He doesn't have to throw 100% here. He just needs to touch at about 60.
Yep.
He touches him about 10, 15 times, this fight could be over. He's trying to land the big knockout shot. Just touch him, touch him, touch him.
We saw some of that in the first couple of fights where guys were loose and just pouring it out, letting it happen.
We saw that in the Adrian fight.
That's
you know,
right.
Adrian got finished. It wasn't like he was getting hit by anything huge, but the volume and the repetition is...
Oh, he's got him. He's got him.
He's out.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is a finish right there by Omar Beltran. He pulls off in UFC 45 fashion with Derek Lewis. He does the Black Beast celebration right there in the center of the Colorado Combat Club cage.
While we're making reference, I'm trying to remember who lands the head kick and falls down.
It was on the runaway.
Yeah,
it was on the runaway.
Oh, Anthony Njokuani maybe.
I think so.
He fought last night.
It was
he fought last night.
He hit him on the cutaway and then fell down as he ran after him.
It was Yves Edwards, I think.
Yves Edwards, Josh Thompson.
Was it? Yeah.
Uncrowned lightweight fight back in the UFC.
But it was off the get-up. It was off the get-up. He was chasing him. Yeah, that looked just like that. And you saw him wobble there. Wobble.
And just boom.
What a callback. I had a conversation at a Bellator show. I believe it was Bellator 202 possibly in Thackerville, Oklahoma, with Yves Edwards. Talked about that moment right then and there exactly.
That was cool. If we had a replay, we'd show you that one 30 times.
Yeah,
certainly.
That was nice, man. It was really good. It was kind of set up because he didn't throw many kicks. You know?
You're right.
And so he wasn't conditioned to blocking those kicks. He was exhausted, of course. He was looking for the big overhand, was Cody in defense, and then he just landed that big kick.
There's so many cool aspects that are like true in different ways, right? Like if something works, do it a lot, right? Or if you don't do something a lot, it might work better, right?
Yeah,
like it's such a fascinating, truth. Both those things are true. If something works, use it relentlessly, but also if you don't use it, like BJ Penn kicked Diego Sanchez in the head. BJ Penn had never thrown a kick ever in a fight, ever. And in fact, in his book, he was like, I don't throw kicks. That was a bluff. That was a lie. He worked for 10 years to set that kick up. He lied for 10 years to land that kick.